and
Writing.
got it?
What a great day. Just an amazing day. I was a little bit late getting out here this morning. I apologize for that. I was inside watching CNBC, uh, gathering some very super important stock buying and intel this morning, so I can start the day on the good foot. Did y'all watch Pete last night? I called in Pete show and talked about this. But we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this troll army that is bringing Wall Street to its knees. I know very little about in investing. I've bought a few stocks personally in my lifetime. Most of the investing I've done has been through retirement accounts, 401ks, where I don't have it. All I've got to do is give the money. They invest it, or whatever. You guys know what a 401k or an IRA is. A few times I've bought stock. When the stock market crashed back in 2007 and 2008, and General Motors, was about to go under, the government ended up having to bail them out and all that. Ford did not go under. It came close. It got down to $4 a share. Ford did at one point, and I bought some stock in Ford and made some money. And I know I've bought a couple of other stocks, but that's the one that I can remember. And when I buy stocks personally, I don't do it for long-term investment reasons. That's what 401ks and IRAs are for. When I buy stocks personally, like just go out and buy a specific stock, it's to make a little bit of money quick. Or in the case of what's going on now, a lot of money, or potentially a lot of money, quick. But do you guys know this story? Have you guys heard about this that's going on with this troll army versus Wall Street? I've been telling you, the trolls are undefeated. They have literally brought Wall Street to their knee. Wall Street is literally, first of all, the game is rigged. Let's just start there. The game is rigged. I could list a million ways in which the game is rigged when it comes to the stock market. But this troll army has these hedge funds losing so much money. The stock market, the NASDAQ, the stock market, the NYSE, they then come in and they halt trading. Oh no, these big billionaire companies are losing too much money. We have to stop trading. Take GME off the board. They've done that 2 or 3 times, which is not right, because if I put my life savings into whatever stock and I start losing it all, they're not going to halt trading for me. Lou's about to lose his life savings. Let's halt trading. Let's limit his losses. No, they're not going to do that. But these hedge funds, as soon as something like that starts happening, they will come in and put a stop to it. Now, they didn't halt it permanently. They halt it for a little bit to give these hedge funds a chance to regroup, collect their thoughts, figure out a strategy, and then they turn it back on. But still, the game is rigged in their favor, which is why it's so funny to see that they are literally losing billions of dollars a day. Billions, with a B, because of a troll army on Reddit. This is just amazing. It's just an amazing story. I'm sure there's a few big-time investors, maybe with a lot of money, that are involved with this Reddit thing. But 99.99999% of these trolls are your average idiot like me and you, who's putting a few $100 or a few $1,000s in, and it's literally bringing Wall Street to their knees. It's unbelievable. And GameStop, of course, is the big one, but there's BlackBerry, there's AMC, there's Nokia, there's a few others that they're doing. And again, I'm not a stock market person. Anything I say about the stock market should not be considered stock market advice. It's just my own personal opinion, or what I'm doing. I'm not a broker. I don't have my Series 6 license, okay? So keep that in mind. Whatever you do with your money, that's on you. But this is hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Basically, what happened is most people, when the general rule, and what probably 99% of people do, You buy a stock at a certain price. You hope that stock goes up in value, right? And then at some point in the future, you sell that stock, hopefully for more than you bought it for. That's what most people do. Whether you're talking about long-term investing through a 401k or even personally or whatever, you hope to buy a stock. You hope to put a bunch of money in a stock when it's at $10 and then sell it at some point in the future when it's worth $20 and you doubled your money. But there's a lot of other ways to play the stock market. And what a lot of these big-time hedge funds and Wall Street banks and investment firms will do is what's called a short. And again, I'm probably not going to do a very good job of explaining this. There's probably people in the comments section who could explain this better than me, but you can actually bet that a stock will go down. It involves, you don't even use your own money. You borrow money. You put in an order for stock at a certain amount. You hope that it goes down. When it goes down, you then buy the stock with your own money at the lower price, but sell it back at the price. It's confused. Basically, you're betting that a particular stock will go down. Forget about how you pay for it. That's the confusing part. You're basically betting that a stock will go down. Well, a couple of these huge hedge fund companies in New York bet a ton of money that GameStop was going to go down. It's called shorting a stock. They shorted GameStop. And they did it to some other ones too, AMC, BlackBerry, I mentioned. But GameStop was the main one that got this thing started. So this troll army on Reddit, if you're familiar with Reddit, it's r/Wall Street Bets. You can go there and read all this stuff for yourself. A troll army on Reddit decided that they didn't want GameStop to go under. They didn't want the GameStop stock to tumble, and they wanted to stick it to these big Wall Street guys who they feel like sort of manipulate the market, right? Because if billions of dollars get put on a GameStop short, that's a bad sign for GameStop, and then people start going, oh, well, GameStop must not be doing well. Anyway, they decided to try to do something about that. So I don't know how many thousands or tens of thousands of people are involved in this troll army, but it's north of, it's at least five figures. It's in the tens of thousands of people, if not more, decided they were going to do something about it. So like I said, there may have been a few big money people in there. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to move the price of a stock. A lot. Think about, we do a lot of gambling around here, right? If a team is a 7-point favorite and I bet $100 on that team, that's not going to change the line. But if 10,000 people bet $100 on that team, that will change the line. Lines get changed in gambling when big amounts of money, whether it's from one person or a whole bunch of people, are placed on the same side of the bet. That causes the line to change. It's the same way with a stock. It takes a bunch of money to change the price of a stock. So this troll army went in, and I guess some of them might have put tens of thousands of dollars in, like I said, but the majority of these people were putting a few hundred or a few $1,000s in on GameStop, and the price went through the roof. I'm talking 1,500% gains in January. 1,500. If you put $1,000 on GameStop a few months ago, you now have $100,000. It's insane. Let me just show you a graph. I think if I show you a graph, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about here. Here's GameStop. I'm only talking about this because it involves a troll army. I don't typically care about investing or stock markets or what people do with their money and all that kind of. Like I said, my knowledge is very limited. But year to date, look at this. This is from January 1st to now. $17 a share on January 1st. $17 a share, and it stays about that until January 21st, 1 week ago today. 1 week ago today, it was $43. $43 a share. In 7 days, look at in 7 days, $347 a share. And now a bunch of let's look back 1 year. This is the history of GameStop stock over the course of 1 year. Last year to now, 1 year, 365 days. Nothing, flatlined. All these huge billion-dollar hedge funds started putting these bets in right around in here, October, November of last year, that GameStop was going to fold. They're going under. We're shorting the stock. This is a dead company. It was $11 a share right here. They bet that it would go down. Now, if the stock goes down, they make the difference. So if they buy one share at $13 and maybe they short it, whatever. It doesn't matter. They were betting the stock would go down. This troll army got involved in January. They came up with this plan. They instituted this plan a couple of weeks ago. And look at this. This is unbelievable. If you've never played the stock market or looked at the stock market, you don't ever see this. You never see this. This straight up line. I mean, $14 a share at Christmas time. $17 a share on New Year's. 17. It's now basically $350 a share. All right, look at BlackBerry. BlackBerry, 1 month. Look, $7 a share back on January 13th. It's more than tripled. It's now 25. Just yesterday alone, it went from 18 to 25. And I could show you AMC, same thing. Year to date. $2 on New Year's. $2. Pretty flat. And then look, Tuesday, January 26th, you could buy it for $4 a share, $5 a share. If you'd have bought it Tuesday, it was $5 a share. Yesterday, it went up to $20. It quadrupled. Again, a good year in the stock market, you make 4 or 5% on your money. Over the course of a year, you might make 4, 5, 6% on your money. That's a good year. If you make 4, 5, 6% in the stock market over the course of your lifetime, 40 years or whatever, in a retirement account, you'll retire very well. This went up. This quadrupled in a day. A day. And you know, the price of a stock really has nothing to do when you invest in a stock. What it costs per share doesn't matter. You don't have to buy an entire share of stock. There's Google, Apple, some of these stock, they're $600, $700, $800 a share. You don't even have to buy. You can invest any amount you want in a stock. You can invest $1 in AMC right now. You know what I mean? You don't. It's not like, oh, it's $19.90 a share, so I have to give them $19.90 and then I own a share. No, you can put any amount you want in, and you own a percentage of a share. All that matters is the percentage that stock price increases or decreases. You put $100 in to any stock, and that stock doubles, you doubled your money. Now, if the stock goes down, if the stock gets cut in half, you just lost half your money. But the fact that a troll army, it's just unbelievable to me. Which I don't know why it's unbelievable. I've known for a long time that the trolls are undefeated. I just can't believe the trolls have taken their talents to investing in Wall Street instead of calling into my night show and screaming the N-word or whatever that pre-recorded thing was they tried to play on the show the other day. These trolls have upped their game. These are the trolls I'm looking for on YouTube. Not. I'm sure I can probably find one in here now somewhere that Zach knows. Hashtag stonks. That's right, Zach. Stonks. Ask somebody about it. Google it. You know what I mean? These are the trolls I'm looking for. You know, not the ones. You know, not the trolls that get banned from this channel. This is unbelievable. And the market's open at 9 o'clock today. And Listen, I'm no millionaire. I say this all the time. I've got 2 kids, okay? I stay broke all the time. So I don't have $100,000 to put into any of this stuff here. I'm not fixing to get rich overnight. That's not what I'm talking about here. I put a little bit of money in there yesterday on AMC, and I think I'm going to put some on, let me see. I might put some on BlackBerry right now. But I want to be a part of the troll army now. That's all. I'm not fixing to get rich off of this by any means. I don't have enough money to invest to get rich, no matter how much this stuff goes up. It won't matter. I don't have enough to invest, but could I make a few bucks? Yeah, I might make a few bucks. Would that be so bad? I don't think so. Who's this calling? Is somebody supposed to be a guest on the show today too? I don't have any idea. I have no clue if anybody's supposed to be a guest on the show this morning or not. I don't have any idea. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. Let me see. BlackBerry. Yeah, this company is volatile. Yeah, I know. BlackBerry is $24.92 a share. I'm gonna should I buy some? I'll think about it. I got a little while to think about it. Stock market opens it in 30 minutes. I'll think about it. Vic, are you the guest today? Are you co-hosting today, Vic? Is that what you're asking? Oh, okay. Well, I need your phone number. I need your phone number. So that's the wrong cord. Email me your phone number, Michael Vick. You got to email me your phone number, Vic, and I'll add you here in a few minutes. Anyway, I started to see stuff online about this a couple of days ago, and maybe Monday or Tuesday, and I didn't pay much attention to it. But then yesterday, this story was everywhere. You couldn't log on to the internet without seeing this story. It was on all the major news stations. I mean, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, CNBC, which is the money channel, Fox Business, the other money channel. I mean, it was everywhere. It's all everybody was talking about. Was this troll army bringing Wall Street to its knees? And the thing about it being rigged, that does really piss me off. That really pisses me off. Because, like I said, they're not going to stop trading or halt trading if your average idiot like me is taking a beating in the stock market one day. But if one of these hedge funds starts taking a beating, blow the whistle, stop, pause, time out, regroup. Let's give these billionaires a chance to come up with a plan so they can try to outwit this troll army. But it's just been hilarious to watch. Now, at some point, this is going to come crashing down. There's no way to avoid that. There is no reason, fundamentally, that GameStop stock should be this high. It's not going to last. Eventually, all these trolls who have put this money in, they're going to cash out. They're going to take their winnings, right? When they cash, see, the more people buy a stock, the higher the price goes. The more people that are selling a stock, the lower the price goes. So right now, this entire troll army is buying this GameStop stock up, and it's shooting the price through the moon. I mean, it's insane. Eventually, those trolls are going to want to, cash their winnings, and when they all start to do that, it's going to plummet. So that's where the gamble is. When does that happen? I have no idea. People said it was going to happen yesterday, and it didn't. It went up again. You should look at the regulations on who can invest in hedge funds. Well, you mean directly invest? Because almost anybody that's in a 401k or an IRA is in a hedge fund. Check email, Lou. All right, I see you, Vic. I'll put you on in a minute. But first, on to more pressing matters. Vector 12, who longtime watcher and supporter of the channel in a lot of different ways, sent me a couple of shirts yesterday. If you follow me on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you probably already saw these. These are amazing. WWJTDD. This one, I think, is obviously the winner. But those are just amazing. What would JT Daniels do? How's that possible? Thank you, Zach. And what else? I finally went to the post office yesterday. Oh, remember the rubber duckies we gave away, but they were football mascots? The guy who runs that business sent me a hat. Rubber Tubbers. Check out rubbertubbers.com. You remember those little, they look like rubber duckies that float in your bathtub, but they were college mascots. You guys remember I gave a bunch of them away back in December. So the guy sent me a hat. But check them out, rubbertubbers.com. Now, this person wrote me a love letter. What is this? Say what one more time? Now, this... I said this before. I think this is why he sent this to me. But I do like this helmet. I do think this is a good-looking helmet. What do they call that? The honeycomb? Is that what they call it? The honeycomb helmet? That is a good-looking helmet. This is from C-Dog Morgan, who I see in the comments now. Thank you, buddy. And that was a nice note too. And listen, I'm on board for you with the whole Georgia Tech YouTuber thing. I'm on board with you. So I want you to keep in mind that it's hard to sustain this channel in the off season, a college football channel. So don't get discouraged over the next few months. If you do start with the Georgia Tech videos and that, which I hope you do, don't get discouraged over the next few months. It's very hard to break through on YouTube to start with. But when you do a college football channel, starting it in the off season, but which I do think is the right thing to do. I don't think people ask me, should I wait till the season? No, start making videos yesterday. Don't get discouraged. No matter how many views you're getting in the off season, it will go up when the season starts. From my experience, about 6 weeks before the season starts, you'll start to see an increase. But the good thing about starting in the off season is most people's videos suck in the beginning, mine included. Best to do that in the off season when no one's watching, and by the time the season starts, you'll be that much better. But thank you for the helmet. And I didn't have a Georgia Tech helmet. You're right. That's like the letter says. I didn't have a Georgia Tech helmet. I do now, and it's going to go right up there next to the Georgia helmet. So thank you, C-Dog. I appreciate that. I think that's helmet number... I think that's helmet number 79, if I added right the other day. So, 79 different teams. I've got about 90 helmets, but I've got multiple of a couple of teams. I think I have 79 different... Well, no, more than that. If you include the... I've got a whole collection almost of Ivy League helmets too. So I've got 79 boxed helmets in the box, and then I've got 7 or 8. So I probably have 85. I probably have 85 helmets from different teams. That's pretty good. That's pretty good when you think about. I didn't have a single mini helmet last June or May when I came up with the idea. Oh, I want to collect all the SEC mini helmets. That's how it started. I want all the SEC mini helmets, and a few people were nice enough to send me, like Celine sent me a Florida one. I think it was BVD sent me a Tennessee one. I bought the Georgia one, and that's kind of how it started. So in 8 months, I've got 85 helmets, and I probably bought 20 of them. That's it. The rest of them were sent to me. I mean, you guys are amazing. A lot of people sent mini helmets when I first got this she shed as like not a housewarming gift, but a she shed warming gift. Yep. Thank you again. Thank you again, C-Dog. And when I pulled my email up just now, C-Dog, to get Mike Vick's phone number, I saw an email from you about that sign. When the show's over today, I will read that. But yeah, I hope you can do that for me. And like I said, I would pay you for that. That's how I know you do. So we'll work all that out through email or whatever. But that would be amazing. Let's see who's here today. I kind of started the show at full speed today. Welcome to the morning show with me, Uncle Lou, and Uncle Lou. What Mike Vick will be joining us soon on here, which I know everyone is looking forward to. Yeah, welcome to the morning show. I do this show 4 mornings a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 8 a.m. And sometimes I have guests on. So there you go. Like today, Mike Vick. If anybody wants to be on the show, if anybody wants to be on the show tomorrow, email me, let me know. I don't think we have anybody for tomorrow. So if somebody wants to be on tomorrow, email me, let me know. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 8 a.m. we do the morning show. This is not a football show, although we do talk about some football and some sports. This isn't a sports show. This is a morning show. Yeah. Football show, Tuesday, Thursday night, 10 p.m. Uncle Lou After Dark, the call-in show. YouTube's longest running college football call-in show, too. And still the most popular of my live shows. And I think that's a part of the reason, is because that's the one I've been doing the longest. And the other part of the reason, I think, is because of when it is. I think more people are able to watch at night than are able to watch in the morning. But the morning show is done really, the morning show has blown away every expectation I ever had. I wasn't sure really if anybody would watch a live show in the morning. So I've been pleasantly stop it. Okay, reconnected. Let's try this just in case somebody got disconnected. Put refresh in the comment section. Sorry about that. And then my newest live show, Lunch Money with me and Pigskin Pete, now comes on Monday nights at 10 p.m. That's the show that during the season we were doing on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon. Once the season ended, we decided to move it to nighttime. And because me and Pete both do call-in shows other days of the week, Monday was really the only day we could do it. I do a night show already on Tuesday and Thursday. He has a night show on Wednesday and Friday. So we decided on Monday. We've had 2 nighttime shows so far. The first one Pete wasn't able to attend due to some family things that were going on, but he was here this past Monday. He'll be here this coming Monday, so check that out too. All right, appreciate all of you tuning in. Who's here? Let's see. B Bean, good morning, sir. D4 Sports, Daily Diamond 54, Creeping Death, Gutter Waffle House Gator. Yep. Rack Dog, G Pick, Bacon Ninjet. Morning, ma'am. Yep. DJ Ukulele. Ukulele is here. Sorry for your loss coming up in week 1, sir. Yep. Bears, Cubs, Canes. What's up, buddy? Trevor Emmerich. Lucas Sharp 500. Zach the Purdue fan. Jordan Bowman. B Bean. Rack Dog. Clay Gangstad. Orlando Nelson, Brent Johansson's. Oh, Bears, Cubs, Canes. I noticed yesterday when I was scrolling through Facebook that I'm somehow friends with your daughter on Facebook. I I get a lot of friend requests on Facebook and I accept them all. I let anybody onto my Facebook page until they give me a reason not to. I don't think I realized I did that. I don't know if that's okay with you or not. I didn't. I had no. I don't even know how long. I don't. Anyway, you can email me or something if that. If anyway, I think you know what I'm saying. But if you email me if that's not a good idea. I'm not sure how that happened, but I noticed that yesterday. No, GPIC. See, that's what I'm saying. No. It's not that. I was scrolling through my Facebook feed yesterday, and I obviously recognized the last name because I know I've been friends with BCC on Facebook for a while, so I know his last name. I don't have no one else I can think of has that last name, so it stuck out when I saw it, and I clicked on it and figured out who it was, and so, but anyway, maybe I shouldn't have even mentioned that here, but what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. I don't know that it matters either. Shout out to Jesse J, too, here on the picture with his little boy. Extra points for the picture being in the garage, too. He was last week's winner of the Friday picture. Whatever, I don't even know. It's not a contest. I don't know what it is. Every Friday, we take somebody from the Super Chat, and they get to pick the picture that goes up next to the live show schedule for all of the next week. And our good buddy Jesse J was last Friday's winner. So shout out to him, his little boy there, his garage, and his beard. Shout out to his beard, too. Is that the best beard on LouTube? What do y'all think? Oh, you know what? We never did that. We were going to do a best beard, worst beard contest here, and we never did it. We need to do that. But that beard is very serious. Very serious. Do you know Daryl from the Feinbaum Show? I don't know him personally, but I can tell you he's a racist piece of shit. I can tell you that. And that's not, if you disagree, someone's a racist. No, he's a racist. He doesn't even hide it. I was Facebook friends with him for not very long because I figured that out. In fact, I think I blocked him to keep him from posting that garbage on my page. But so I no, he's 100. It's not even a gray area with him. He is he's a worthless human being. Do you know why Daryl doesn't call the Feinbaum Show anymore? Because he's not allowed to. Because he's a racist. And that got back to Paul and this wasn't me. This wasn't me. But he made some very disturbing comments on his Facebook page. I mean, KKK level stuff. This wasn't the type of thing where some people look at a comment and might think it's racist, and other people look at it and say, no, that's not racist. Any human being that looked at these comments, it was just, and people screenshotted it and sent it to Paul and the other guy, I'm drawing a blank on his name, the producer that answers the phone when you call in. And he was banned from the Feinbaum Show. So is BlackBerry going to keep dropping? It was way up yesterday. So I don't know what you mean by keep dropping. If you're talking about after hours trading, this has been doing this all week. They go way up during the day. They drop a little bit in after hours trading, and then they go up another 400% during the day the next day. But I don't remember the last day that BlackBerry lost money, if that's what you're asking. So here's BlackBerry again. This is BlackBerry over the last 30 days. Are y'all excited for me to put Mike Vick on? There's Jesse J. What's up, buddy? I was just giving you, your boy, your garage, and your beard a whole bunch of compliments. I hope you were in here to hear that. Nah, Rack Dog. You know who still uses BlackBerry? The government. Now, your average person on the street nowadays doesn't even know what a BlackBerry is, but the government, that's about all they use. Almost every government-issued cell phone is still a BlackBerry. They're by far the most secure cell phone. BlackBerry has their own servers. Everything gets routed through, and I used to know the particulars, but I couldn't recite them to you now. But for whatever reason, BlackBerries are by far the most secure cell phone. Yeah, Nokia is another one that the Troll Army's working on too. The only reason I know that is because all the time I spent in the cell phone business. Now, when Blackberries first came out, they were pretty popular for everybody because Blackberries were out before the iPhone, before Androids. Basically, they were people used them to send email, and that was about it. Eventually, they got the web, the internet on there. It wasn't like we think of the internet on a cell phone now. But it was a version of the internet. Yeah, they were BlackBerry, and believe who knows what a Palm Pilot is? God, you got to be old like me. But if you know what a Palm Pilot is, they were in the cell phone business too, real early. Them and BlackBerry. In fact, those were about the only two smartphones you could buy there for a couple of years, and then the iPhone came out and just completely. I mean, the iPhone changed everything. I was in the cell phone business for a long time. About 15 years, from about 1998 till about 2013. And so I saw a lot happen in that 15-year period. I mean, when I first started selling phones in 98, car phones were still a thing, bag phones. It was a big deal to have a handheld cell phone. And you actually had to actually had to convince people why they needed one. It wasn't like it is now, where you walk into a cell phone store and the people in there don't have to sell you on a phone. They're just ringing you up. I mean, everyone has a cell phone now. This wasn't the case in the late 90s and early 2000s. It was hard to sell phones back then. But so I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of things happen in the cell. I've never seen anything like the iPhone. It was unbelievable when it came out. I mean, it changed. It changed the cell phone world overnight. Those bag phones were no joke. Those bag phones, I mean, you could get reception anywhere with those things. Bag phones were twice the wattage of today's handheld cell phones. I mean, you could be like in the middle of the lake in 2001, and if you brought your bag phone out on your boat and plugged it in, you could make a phone call. And there's places on the lake today where you can't do that. And there's way more towers now. But bag phones were twice the power. Bag phones were 3 watts. Handheld phones are 1.5 watts. Yeah, Brandon, that bag phone, it was unbelievable. You could be twice as far away from a tower with a bag phone and make a call as you could with a handheld. Yeah, you had roaming back then. So there's probably people now don't even know what roaming is. When I first started selling phones, you know what the popular plan was? It was about $29.99 a month, and you got 200 minutes to talk. And that was it. There was no text messaging didn't exist. Cell phones, the only thing you could do on a cell phone was make a phone call. That was it. And you would get 200 minutes a month, and you would get unlimited nights and weekends. That was the big thing. You got unlimited calls from either 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, depending on the plan, till either 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock the next morning. But Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, 9 in the morning to 7 at night, you only got 200 minutes for the month. And like now, I don't talk 200 minutes a month now probably on my cell phone, because you have text messaging and email and all these other things. But it was nothing to talk on the phone for 200 minutes back then, because you had no other way to communicate. There was no text messaging, none of that. It was, if you had a cell phone, literally the only thing you could do on it was make a phone call. That was it. It was a big deal when cell phones developed the ability to save names and numbers. You know, your contact list, I remember when that was a big deal. Yes, there was people who would not answer their phone until 9 o'clock the last week of the month because they were out of minutes. You can tell, you can look in the comment section right now and see who's about 35 and over and who's about 30 and younger. Because if you're 30 and younger, you have no idea what we're talking about. If you're 35 or over, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Downloadable ringtones, the old school kind. Yeah, if you think about what a cell phone will do today versus what it would do even 20 years ago, it's unbelievable how far cell phones have. I sometimes forget that cell phones used to be just it's just incredible how far cell phones have come in a short period of time. And it is a short period of time, relatively speaking. I mean, the first car phones and bag phones were developed back in the 80s. They really became mainstream in the early to mid 2000s. And when did the first iPhone come out? 2006? I mean, that was only 14 years ago. I mean, a cell phone now is basically a computer that you can, a handheld computer that you happen to also be able to make a phone call from if you want to. Oh, the Motorola flip phone. When the Razr came out, who remember the Motorola Razr, the Nokia 918? Now that wasn't a flip phone, but the Nokia 918, it was the most popular phone on the planet for a long time. You could change out the face plates on the Nokia 918. So you could buy the Nokia 918 in 2 or 3 different colors, black, green, and red or something like that. But the face plates were interchangeable. They just popped off and on. So people would, you'd have people would come in and buy 20 different colored face plates. Every day of the week, they'd put their phone would be a different color. Motorola Razr came out, was a real thin flip phone. It blew people's minds. Then who remembers the Matrix phone? When the movie The Matrix came out, and Keanu Reeves was out of the Matrix and was being chased and wanted to get back into the Matrix, he would pull out that cell phone and put it up to his head, and there was a button he would press on the cell phone, and the bottom of the cell phone it was a slide phone, basically. Not a flip phone. It was a slide phone, but it had a button that you would push, and the bottom half of the phone would slide out from the top half of the phone. That was the part of the phone that you talked to. And I remember when they put that thing out right after the Matrix came out, and everybody had to have that. The phone was about a little bit bigger than a credit card, but then you pressed a button on the side, and it would slide. The rest of the phone would slide out, and that was the part you talked into. Sidekick was real popular when text messaging first became a thing. Yeah. Mach 3 is a good razor. Mach 3 is a good razor. Mike Vick, I'm fixing to call you, buddy. See what you have to say this morning. Don't tell me the Stash app is down now. Yesterday, the Robinhood app went down. Any of y'all use that? The Robinhood app is very popular in that troll army group. And yesterday, the Robinhood app crashed. So many people were on there buying GameStop stock. I don't use Robinhood, though. All right, Mike Vick. Quit playing around and call you, buddy.
Hey, good morning.
No. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
I'm gonna go get a refill on my coffee, Mike Vick. I want while I'm gone, I want you to explain your investment strategy to everyone listening. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. The show is yours for the next 5 minutes. Explain your investing strategy.
Okay. Okay, right. So my investment strategy, well, yeah, yeah. So I go over to the Robinhood app, and then I'm buy my stock for GameStop. Yeah, so I can help that. Yeah, so I can help GameStop stay afloat. Yep, that's right. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I am invested in the weed industry. That's right. Like, what is your favorite show or series? Um, Probably SpongeBob. That's SpongeBob. Good choice. Thank you, Jordan Bowman. Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah. How
You didn't
ladies
sit there. You didn't
digits.
sit there silent for 5 minutes, did you?
No, of course not.
Okay, that would have been disappointing to me
No.
and the audience as well.
Yeah, I was taking questions from the comment. It says, how many ladies digits have you got in your phone? Just one right now.
That's a good strategy. Stick to one at a time, maybe too.
Mm-hmm.
That tends to work out better. Speaking of investing, so far today, one person has invested in LouTube. Thank you, Lost Hero, for the super chat. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your investment in LouTube as well. Money well placed, in my opinion. He says, where's BVD at? Well, a few weeks ago, BVD wanted to quit the morning show. I talked him into staying on 2 days a week. I told him to pick whatever 2 days. He picked Tuesday and Friday. Yeah, he picked Tuesday and Friday. And what's today, Mike Vick?
Today is Thursday.
Today's Thursday, yeah. So Tuesday and Friday. Now, of course, he wasn't on this past Tuesday because he had a doctor's appointment.
Right.
He can't be on next Tuesday or something, or the Tuesday after or something, because he has a doctor's appointment. So I told him to go ahead and take this Friday off.
Right, okay.
Because
yes, I've heard that BVD doesn't want to do the Tinder thing anymore. Is that true?
oh, I haven't heard it. If that's true, no one has told me. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because he doesn't even really want to do the morning show anymore.
Right.
So since the Tinder thing was a part of the morning show, that sort of makes sense. But I haven't heard that.
Right.
Bacon Ninjet, thank you for investing in LouTube. Buying $1.99 in LouTube stock. Better than Apple. It's definitely cheaper than Apple.
Yep, that's for sure.
It's definitely cheaper than Apple. You know, somebody did try to invest in LouTube one time, and this was, 3 or 4 years ago when LouTube really wasn't worth that much. And somebody wanted to give me a sum of money, and then they basically would own a percentage of the... You ever watch Shark Tank, Mike Vick?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. They wanted to give me some amount of money, and then they would own a certain percentage of LouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I turned it down.
Okay.
Because I own LouTube.
Right. So is LouTube on the stock market? Or?
No, it's not
it's not.
publicly. No, it's just
Okay.
privately owned by me.
Okay.
I own 100% of LouTube. Enrique Robles making a long-term retirement bet here. Thank you, sir. He says, when's the LouTube IPO dropping? No LouTube IPO.
What's an IPO?
That's when a company first goes public. So if I was going to turn LouTube into a publicly traded company, first of all, there's a lot of that has to go into that. But when stock first becomes available to buy, that's called an IPO, an initial public offering. That's what an IPO is. So, like Facebook and Twitter were privately held for a long time, and each of them finally went public. Facebook first, and then Twitter a couple of years later. And those are probably two of the biggest, or at least most well-known IPOs of the last 15 or 20 years, because Facebook and Twitter were already both huge before they went public. So there was just a ton of interest in that. But I mean, there's IPOs every day. The average person doesn't hear about them because they're not a household name yet. But in the case of Facebook and Twitter, everybody knew who they were before they went public.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mike Vick, any football news you want to discuss this morning? Anything happened yesterday that we need to know about?
Tennessee hired Josh Heupel. I think everyone knew about that.
What?
Yep.
Well, tell us about that.
Yes. Well, Tennessee has hired former UCF head coach Josh Heupel as head coach. Danny White, Tennessee's new athletic director. He was previously the athletic director at UCF, so he originally hired Josh Heupel at UCF, and now he is rehiring him at Tennessee.
So first they hire the UCF athletic director.
Yep.
Then the UCF athletic director hires the UCF football coach.
Yeah.
So what do we make of this?
At least 10 people didn't say no.
That we know of.
Yes,
So
that
are
we
you
know
saying,
of.
do you think that Josh Heupel was the first person offered the job?
Yeah, probably.
You do. I'm going to tell you I don't.
Okay. Okay. So who do you think they called first?
Well, I'm not sure, but I don't think. I don't think. Would that be anyone's first choice?
No.
Now, the good thing is, if anyone else was offered the job, we don't know about it, and this wasn't some sort of public relations disaster like it was last time, where everybody knew 8, 9 people had turned it down. You know. Mike Vick, if you're gonna co-host the show, it's not like a phone call on the night show.
Right.
You really do have to talk.
Okay. Right. Yes. And
Because the point of me having co-hosts on the show is so I don't have to talk.
Right. Yeah.
So
Anyway. Yeah. And Matthew
so here,
Stafford.
tell us, grade the hire on a 1 to 10. Tell us what you think it means. Do you think he'll be there 4 years from now? Is this just a hire to get them through the probation period that's coming? Just some more detailed thoughts on the hire.
All right. Yeah. So I'm going to give it about a 7. Yeah. And I think Josh Heupel is a great offensive mind, and I think he's going to revolutionize Tennessee's offense. And I think he'll be there at least 4 years.
So what's their outlook each of the next few years?
So I'll say this year they'll win 5 games, and the next year they'll win 6 games, and then the year after that they'll win 7 games.
7 and 5. And do you think 5 wins, 6 wins, and 7 wins 3 years from now will be enough for him to keep that job?
Well, he'll be getting better every year, so. Yeah, and then the year after that, he'll probably win 8 games.
So 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, do you know what his record was his 3 years at UCF?
He was.
How many games did he lose? Okay, well, first of all, he took over in 2018, right?
That's right.
All right. What was UCF's? How many losses did UCF have in 2017?
1.
No.
0.
0. How many did they have in Heupel's first year, 2018?
1. Yep.
Now that's just that could be anything, no big deal. Now, what about his second year, 2019? How many losses he have?
3.
3?
3.
Ooh. Third year is the charm. It takes a coach 3 years to get their system installed. How did he do in 2020?
4 losses.
Huh? What? Are you sure?
Yeah. 6 and 4. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So 1 loss, 3 loss, 4 loss. That was his trend at Central Florida.
Uh-huh.
But at Tennessee, he's going to start with 7 loss, then go 6 loss, then go 5 loss, then go 4 loss, you said. Because you said 5, 6, 7, 8 wins.
Yeah.
Smart,
Yeah.
You're confident in that?
Yeah. Right. Well, I think it's easier to improve than it is to get worse. I mean, because at UCF he's starting from the top, versus at Tennessee he's starting from the bottom.
That's a good point. Now, Pruitt went from 5 wins to 8 wins.
8 wins, yeah.
Didn't he?
Yep.
Is he still there?
Nope.
Butch Jones went from 5
to 7
to 9
to 9, yeah, to 4.
to 4.
Yep.
I agree with you. It's a lot easier to go from 5 wins to 9 wins. That's an increase of 4 wins, Mike Vick.
Right.
It's a lot easier to do that than it is to go from 9 wins to 10 wins. A 1-win increase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Facts.
Facts.
Now, I'm starting to get pissed off with this. You can't even, I can't even buy, these apps are crashed. Stash is crashed now. You can't, you know, this is dumb now.
Well, that sucks.
Well, it does suck, Mike Vick, because I'm trying to make some money here. The market's opened at 9. BlackBerry is up. AMC is up. Let's see about GameStop.
Those trolls.
GameStop is up. All 3 are up again today already. Now I got in yesterday, but I want to get in more. But you can't. All 3 of these. See, this is how they're in cahoots now. I got my app pulled up. I can log into the app, no problem. But if I try to buy BlackBerry stock, AMC stock, or GameStop stock, it says error. This is how they rig the game against you.
Yep.
I mean, I bought some yesterday, but I want more. Mike Vick, I'm greedy.
Yep.
Are you a greedy individual?
No, not really.
So, now, do you own any stocks, Mike Vick?
No.
Okay, good. I give up. I mean, this is how they get you.
Yep.
Yeah, well, market's open at 9:30, but you can buy it now. But I can't even. I can buy any stock I want, but not those 3. They won't even come up. It's pissing me off.
Yep. Times are tough.
BlackBerry.
You need to be greedy these days.
Look at this. It's just that spinning circle. Something went wrong. Please try again in a few minutes. I know what went wrong. I know exactly what went wrong.
Yep.
These people up in New York have shut this shit down. Enrique, thank you for investing in LouTube this morning, sir. He says, after seeing The Wolf of Wall Street, I officially consider myself a professional in stock trades. Hit me up if you want to conduct questionable trades. Jojo Bugs, thank you for investing in LouTube this morning, sir. He says, I love the LouTube channel. I've been tuning in since 2016. Go Dogs. 2016 was a turning point here on LouTube. really from Halloween of 2015 through the end of the 2016 season was a big turning point. That's when I decided to try to make this work full time. There was a lot going on with Georgia at that time, with Rick getting fired at the end of 15. And then in 2016, Kirby's first year, they start out with a big win, but then they barely beat that FCS team, and the Hail Mary loss to Tennessee. There was just a lot happened that year that sort of turned this channel in the right direction. I had a lot of videos go viral at the end of 2015 and 2016.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Not very many since then, honestly. Not very many since then, really.
Yep.
viral videos are great for obvious reasons, but you know, a steady increase, I think, is better overall than just 1 or 2 viral videos a year. You gain a lot of subscribers when you get a viral video. That's what really helps.
Yep.
Enrique Robles, thank you again for your investment. He says Tennessee's program is like a morning dump. You don't stop and admire it. You just flush it away and forget it ever existed. Luke, and the people get a Tom Crean video. If I make a Tom Crean video, it's going to be a fire Tom Crean video. I think the last Georgia basketball video I made was a fire Mark Fox video, and he was fired a couple of weeks later. So I'm not saying I had anything to do with it, but I also got Mark Rick fired. So, and I was excited about Tom Crean too when we got him. I thought he would be successful, but he's been a complete bust. We got destroyed yesterday by South Carolina. And I don't look at Georgia basketball like I do Georgia football. So a loss really doesn't bother me in basketball. But 30-point losses do. You know, last year, we had the best player. Now, I know the year got cut short, but Georgia wasn't going to make the NCAA tournament last year. They weren't even good enough last year to make the NCAA tournament. It got cut short. We never had an NCAA tournament, but we weren't good enough to make the NCAA tournament last year, and we had the best basketball player in America. Do you know how hard that is to do? Basketball is not like football. 1 or 2 players in basketball, I mean, you can win 30-plus games. It doesn't take 7 amazing players to have a good basketball team. Now, to win it all, yeah, you gotta have a good team to win it all. But one dominant player in basketball is usually enough to get you to the tournament. I mean, 65 teams make it. We had the best player in America and would not have got into the NCAA tournament unless we won the SEC tournament, which technically we did because we had the best record of any. The SEC tournament got cut short, and Georgia and Arkansas were the only 2 teams with a win in the SEC tournament, and we had just beat Arkansas 2 weeks prior to that. So technically, Georgia won the SEC tournament in basketball last year, and I'm claiming that like Alabama claims 18 natties and Central Florida claims 1 for 2017.
Right.
Matt Miller, thank you, sir, for investing in LouTube. Gamecock man. He says, Spurs up, Lou. First video I ever saw was Will Muschamp's Secret Agent Man. I remember that video. And that really wasn't a South Carolina trash talk video. That was a line I had been using about Will Muschamp going all the way back to his Florida days. That Will Muschamp works for UGA. Secret Agent Man. And of course,
the first video.
Oh, go ahead, Vic.
Oh, yeah. The first video I saw was the Vanderbilt Rage video.
Oh yeah, 2016 when we lost to Vandy. Yep. How in the hell do you lose to Vandy at home on homecoming? That was Vanderbilt's first road win in the SEC in like 5 years.
Yep.
I mean, that was bad.
The defense played good. Yep, but the defense played good.
There's a man who leads a life of danger. To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. With every move he makes, another chance he takes, odds are he won't live to see tomorrow.
Secret agent man. Secret agent man.
They've given you a number and taken away your name. Beware of pretty faces that you find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say, or you give yourself away. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow.
Secret agent man. Secret agent man.
Giving you a number and taking away your name.
Secret agent man. Secret agent man.
They've given you a number and taken away your name. Swinging on the Riviera one day, and then laying in the Bombay alley next day.
Good morning, Uncle Lou here. See, this is what y'all don't know, what Georgia fans have known for a long time. Will Muschamp is our secret agent man. He works for us. It should be obvious by now. See, we take Will Muschamp, okay, and we send him around from school to school to school. Florida for a while, we'll send him over to Auburn, now we're sending him to USC Junior. To ruin them. That's what we do. We send him around to ruin programs. He's our secret agent man. And his new mission, should he choose to accept it, which he did, was to go to Columbia, South Carolina. So that's where he is. Now, this is going to be his easiest ruining job that he's ever had. Because they're pretty much there now. So all he has to do is maintain status quo there, which shouldn't be a problem for him to do. But again, thank you, Will Muschamp. You're a trooper, sir. You're a true Georgia Bulldog. So from the bottom of my heart and from everybody, I speak on behalf of everybody in Dog Nation, sir. We love you. Keep up the good work, sir. And please, Mr. Muschamp, have a great morning. I've probably made, I don't even know how many videos I've made about Will Muschamp working for UGA, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
And it looks like now maybe he might officially work for UGA now. I mean, he's secretly been working for UGA all along, but be official now. Maybe.
Right. Defensive analyst, right?
Something. I don't know. I keep seeing he is, he's not. I know a guy on Facebook, and I know every story that starts this way, people, I'm the same way. I'm like, oh yeah, I know somebody that knows somebody. I'm friends with somebody on Facebook that works for a cable company. Okay? And he has a picture of himself installing cable in Will Muschamp's house in Athens.
Cool.
And Will Muschamp is in the picture. There, he's got his arm around him. And this is from a couple of weeks ago. So I'm assuming he does actually work for UGA, but it's like 1 week they put out an article say he does, the next week, well, nothing, not official yet. So it was hard to figure it out for a while, but if he's got a house in Athens and he's having cable TV and internet put in, I'm going to assume he works for UGA.
Yeah,
And yeah, it would be an analyst position.
Yeah, it sounds like he's getting ready to move in.
Right. That's what it sounds like.
Yep. So have you noticed a pattern that always after Muschamp beats us, he gets fired? Why is that?
Yeah, the following year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he beat us in whatever year, and then the following year, Florida went 4-8, and they fired him. Same now, South Carolina, that he beats us in 19.
Gets fired in 20.
What'd they go this year? 3-7.
Yeah, 3-7. Yeah.
Something like that. They fired him. Yeah.
No, 2-8, I think.
2-8. Stop. Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
For real? Oh my God. 2-8. How in the hell? 2 wins? They almost beat Tennessee week 1. Remember that? Could have had 3 wins.
That's right. They beat Vandy and Auburn.
God dang, they beat Auburn. Now that's something.
No, actually, it was Muschamp's last year at Florida. He beat us, but got fired anyway. That's right. Yeah.
He beat us in his 4-win season.
No. It was the season after that.
Oh, he didn't get fired after the 4-win season.
Yeah, he went 4-8, but they kept him. Yeah.
This is Vic. Did he get fired after the 4-8 season? Yes or no?
No,
Okay.
He did not.
Thank you.
No, he did not. Yeah, he got fired in 14 after going like 6-6, right?
So you're telling me he beat us when he won 4 games?
No, we beat him when he won 4 games.
We beat them the year he got fired.
No.
Oh my God.
No, he beat us the year we got fired. The year he got fired. Yeah, it was that year when everyone thought we were gonna destroy Florida, but then they ended up kicking our ass. You remember that? Yeah, and they ran the ball down our throat.
I do remember
Florida
that.
Played, Florida played their best game of the season.
That was what's his name? Trayon Harris was quarterback, wasn't
he? Yeah.
And they ran the same play over and over and over again. That running play off left tackle, and we couldn't stop it for the entire game.
Right. Yeah, right.
I remember that now.
Yeah, I've kind of tried to block that game out.
Yeah, that's probably why I couldn't remember it. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, usually losses, I try my best to forget about, right?
I don't blame you. Mountaineer Mike, thank you for investing in LouTube. You're obviously a financial genius. He says, just another LouTube investment. Well, I'm pretty sure that's going to pay off for you. I think that's a sound investment. I may or may not be a little biased on that, but that's what I think.
It was a typical Mark Richt loss. So I've heard that Matthew Stafford is looking for another team.
Yeah, where's he going to land? He's getting traded. Where's he going to land?
I think he's going to go to the Colts.
The Colts.
Yeah, the Colts. Yes, since Phillip Rivers is retiring, so they are in need of a new quarterback.
Well, you know who the backup is there, don't you?
Um, um, Jacob Eason.
Jacob Eason Christ. That's right.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be something?
Yep.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yep. Yeah, and they have Jacoby Brissett too.
Well, he's hot doo-doo.
Yeah, he's hot doo-doo.
That's an emergency plan or something, ain't it? It's got to be.
Yep. Yes, that's why I think they're going to bring in Matt Stafford. Yeah, because Jacoby is hot doo-doo, and Eason is, well, he's only in his second year, so.
I kind of thought they were grooming Eason for that job, but you say they might bring Stafford in. I heard that too, though.
Yeah.
Where else besides the Colts might Matt Stafford land? What about the
the
Houston Texans? They're going to need a quarterback.
Houston Texans, yeah. I guess they're about to trade Deshaun Watson, but I thought they were going to get two from the Dolphins, though.
You're kidding me.
I thought they would. Yeah, they were going to trade Watson for two.
They would immediately become the dumbest franchise in the NFL if they did that.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
How much do you make monthly from being a full-time YouTuber? Me specifically, or because everybody makes a different amount? It depends on a whole lot of different things. And, I mean, it's not a salary, so it varies from month to month. And obviously, I make a lot more the last 3 or 4 months of the year than I do, February through June for obvious reasons, They need to draft a wide receiver. Tua needs more weapons, talking about the Dolphins. Jeff Webster says the Bears are the dumbest franchise. Is that true? Mike Vick? Mike Vick, who's the dumbest NFL franchise? For a long time, it was Cleveland. I mean, there's no question. There's no doubt. And Arizona was on that path for a while, too, when they kept drafting QBs in the first round for no reason, named Josh Rosen. But the Raiders, now when it comes to drafting, the Raiders and the Browns are probably the two worst drafting teams in the history of the NFL.
What about the Falcons?
The Falcons are up there, too. The Falcons' drafts have been absolutely pathetic. I mean, they've hit on a few, but the ones they've hit on have been mostly obvious ones. Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. Stuff like that. But they've blown so many draft picks. I mean, you're talking about a team here, the Falcons, who drafted Vic Beasley.
Yep, Vic Beasley.
8 or 9 overall, whatever it was, with Todd Gurley sitting there. Right.
They could have, should have had Todd Gurley.
And then they tried to tell me, well, we don't need a running back. That's why. But then in the second round, they drafted what's his name? A running back.
Kevin Coleman.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman, this trash can.
Yep.
Now, fast forward 4 years later, they don't have Vic Beasley. They don't have Tevin Coleman, but they do have Todd Gurley.
Gurley, that's right. We got the old broken down version of Todd Gurley.
Right. I mean, that's the most Falcons thing ever. Yeah. This is a trick question I ask people all the time, so you may have heard me ask it. Who's the best player the Falcons have ever drafted? Ever?
Brett Favre.
Again, tells you everything you need to know. Boy, this is really pissing me off.
Yep,
I'm starting to lose
the Texans are dumb because they traded DeAndre
Can't even
Hopkins.
log into this thing. Oh, the Texans emptied out their team for no reason.
Yeah,
The way
yeah,
they did
that's-
Deshaun Watson wrong. Deshaun Watson's one of the top, I would say, top 5 quarterbacks in the league. And they gave away every option he had. The Texans were a good team. The Texans were like a legitimate contender 2 years ago,
Yeah.
it seems like. 3
Yeah.
maybe. And they just gave
Yeah.
everything away for nothing. And now they're sitting there scratching their head going, how come Deshaun Watson wants out of here? Well, I don't blame
That's
him.
why.
J.J. Watt probably wants out of that dump too.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, it's just dumb.
Yep. Yep. The Bears could have had Watson or Mahomes, but they drafted Trubisky instead.
God, this is making me mad. I can't get into this app. And right after the market opened is the time to buy this stuff because it goes down right when the market opens and you can get it for cheaper. And then it's going to go up the rest of the day. But the damn Stash app, my investment app, is crashed because of all these trolls that must be trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. See, this is... The market opened. It went down to $18. It's already up to $21.40, BlackBerry. And I can't get on here. I bought AMC yesterday. I'm trying to buy BlackBerry now, and I can't even get into the damn Stash app is crashed. Boy, this is pissing me off.
Yep. The other rumor that I heard about Deshaun Watson is that they might trade him for the Jets. Yeah, and get.
Well, they better get draft picks if they do that because the Jets don't have any players worth having.
Yeah, and get Darnold. Yeah, would you rather?
They're going to
have
trade
Tua
Deshaun.
or
Oh my God, Vic, you have to be making this up. You're telling me the Texans are willing to trade Deshaun Watson for Sam Darnold?
Well, I don't know about that. I think Watson said that he would want to be traded to either the Dolphins or the Jets.
Well, that's fine if he wants to be traded to the Jets, but that doesn't mean the Texans would trade him for Sam Darnold. I mean, I mean, come on. That's not happening. No.
Would
I mean,
would you rather have Tua or Darnold?
would I rather have Tua or Darnold? Tua.
Yeah, I'll take Darnold.
I mean, neither one is a good option. Darnold's not any good, and Tua's never going to make it through a season. So honestly, I would rather have neither of them. But if I had to choose between the two, I would take the one that potentially could win me some games. And I don't think that's Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's a turnover machine.
Right, but he's not injury prone like Tua is.
Right, and that's a shame because if he gets injured, he can't throw interceptions.
Yes, that's why I'll take Darnold. Yeah.
But he's not getting injured, so he is going to throw interceptions. That's the point. If Tua stays healthy, you have a good quarterback. If Darnold stays healthy, you have a trash can with
Right.
you know. So
they also have Joe Flacco. Yeah, that quarterback from the Ravens. Yeah.
Well, he's 50 years old.
Yeah. Yep, he's also a trash can. Yep, ever since he won the Super Bowl, and then he was terrible ever since.
Enrique, thank you for the investment, sir. He says, try buying through Robinhood or Cash App. You can buy stocks through Cash App? Stop it. Is that true? Robinhood was down all day yesterday for the same reason. I've never had Robinhood, but it was down yesterday for the same. The troll army, that's the app they push, is Robinhood. So you couldn't even download. I mean, it was completely crashed yesterday. I can get into Stash, but when I try to buy a stock, it just gives me an error. Which is stupid.
Yep, that sounds pretty suspicious.
Bitcoin, yeah, I'm not getting involved in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't have Bitcoin.
That's something I'm not doing. I barely understand stocks. I'm not getting into Bitcoin. I'm not telling anybody else not to. Oh, no wonder.
What?
You can't. Oh my God. This shit is so rigged, man. You cannot buy GameStop, Nokia, BlackBerry, or AMC on any personal investment app effective this morning.
Wow.
They've shut it down. What's her name? The head of the NYSE. Unbelievable.
Wow.
You can't beat these people. And if you do beat them, don't worry, the taxpayer bails them out. This is wrong.
Rigged.
This is so wrong. You can no longer buy GameStop stock, Nokia, AMC, BlackBerry, and all the other stocks that had been shorted on any personal investment app effective this morning. The free market is only free until rich people lose money. This is such a that's a shame. No wonder it won't come up on. Because I can get into the app, but it won't let me buy those stocks. I guess now we know why.
Yep.
That's what should be illegal. You know, they're talking about, what's going on Reddit might be illegal. It could be some sort of pump and dump scheme and blah, blah. No, what should be illegal is billionaires shutting the market, having the ability to shut the market down anytime they start to lose money. That's what should be illegal.
Oh, they own the stock
There's
market.
no risk involved for these people, and that's not right. There's inherent risk involved in the stock market, and it's not right that the more money you have, the less risk you're forced to take. Go back to 2008 when all these insurance companies on Wall Street were going belly up. They had made a bet, and they lost. Don't worry. The taxpayer will bail you out. What a joke.
That's right. Take advantage of the taxpayer.
What a joke. Boy, that pisses me off. That really pisses me off.
Yep, me too. Yeah.
This isn't even the government, Bears, Cubs, Canes. This is investment companies. This is Fidelity Investments and Merrill Lynch and all these people. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. Whatever you do, don't let Uncle Lou turn his $1,000 into $2,000. Can't have that. What a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the SEC schedules got released yesterday. I'll probably do a video on that this afternoon. I mean, most teams knew who they were playing. It's just the dates got released, but any there's not very many opportunities to make actual football videos during the off season. So when something like that happens, that's a good excuse to make one. So I'll probably make a video on Georgia's schedule this afternoon.
Yeah, yeah. Is it going to be a trash talk video or
a trash talk video about Georgia's schedule? No,
yeah.
I'll probably
Yeah. So you're going to go through and talk about why or
I'll probably just make it a serious just sit down, talk about the schedule video.
Yeah, because there was that one time, I think it was 2017. Yeah, you made a video where you went through our schedule and talked about why we're beating everyone on our schedule.
And I'll do something like that later on. But with the schedule just getting released, I'll do something more serious.
Yeah, so I think Clemson is a toss-up.
If Georgia loses more than one game in the regular season, I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do. That Georgia is so much better. I mean, we've been better. We've lost to teams we're better than, but we're so much better in 2021 than everybody on our schedule, with the exception of Clemson.
Yeah. And
whether we're better than Clemson by a little or they're better than us by a little, whatever. Clemson and Georgia are clearly two of the best teams in college football. The trolls want to tell me I'm wrong, but that's just facts. Alabama, Oklahoma, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State. I mean, those are your top 5 teams in 2021, period, until proven otherwise. I mean, that's any top 5 that has any team in it that's not one of those is a pointless top 5. Those are your top 5 teams. Put them in whatever order you want. I don't care. Those are the top 5 teams going into the 2021 season. If we lose to anybody in the regular season, not named Clemson, I'm gonna blow a gasket. I mean, we are so much. Florida had a great team last year, no doubt. But they don't have the backlog in recruiting to replace what they lost on offense. Does that mean they won't beat us? No. But if they beat us this year, I'm going to lose it because we're miles better than Florida this year. Auburn starting over, South Carolina starting over, Tennessee starting over, and then you got Kentucky, Vandy, and Mizzou. And we play Arkansas. So. In Athens, we play Arkansas. So will Arkansas be a little bit better? Maybe. But should they beat Georgia? No.
No.
So our 2 teams from the West are Arkansas and Auburn. That should be 2 wins.
Yeah.
If we lose to Clemson, great. We should be 11-1 and playing in the SEC championship game with a shot at the playoffs. Anything short of that is an epic disaster. And that wasn't the case this year. Florida and Alabama were legitimate top 10 teams this year. So losing to them is not embarrassing. Now, I wish we would have beat them, obviously.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy that we lost, but that's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing this past season to have lost to Alabama and Florida.
No.
If we lose to anybody next year not named Clemson, that's an epic fail. That would be a disappointment of biblical proportions, and it better not happen. Now we'll see how good Alabama is at the end of the year when we play them in Atlanta, and it could be that losing to Alabama is not embarrassing. I'm as tired of losing to Alabama as anybody else is, but name a time in the last 10 years when it's been embarrassing to lose to Alabama. It hasn't. If you lose to Alabama, you got beat by the best team in America with the best coach in America. It's not embarrassing to lose to Alabama. I want to beat them.
Yeah, me too.
I want to go to the playoffs again. I want to win the SEC again. I want a shot at a natty. I want all that stuff. But Jesus Christ, it's not embarrassing to lose to Alabama. But we don't play Alabama in the regular season this year. If we anything short of 11-1 and a trip to Atlanta in the SEC title game is absolutely unacceptable. Period.
Yeah, plus Florida kept Todd Grantham, so.
Be thankful you don't play Alabama every year. Well, if we played Alabama every year, they would have more wins against us than they do now, and we would have more wins against them than we do now. I mean, Alabama is great, but Auburn beats them every once in a while. LSU beats them. Somebody, I mean, how many times has Alabama gone undefeated in the regular season? 4 or 5 out of the 12 that Saban has been there. So we would have beat. The more times you play a team, the more chances you have to beat them. The more chances you have to lose, too. But Georgia's a talented enough team where if they played Alabama every single year over the last 5 years, they'd probably have a win over Alabama. It might just be one, but they would have one. But
yeah, even Auburn beats Alabama every few years.
right. I mean, it's not like Alabama can't be beat.
Right.
They're hard to beat. They're very hard to beat. But it's not impossible.
Dan Mullen.
Listen, if you go to an Alabama group on Facebook, see, this is what you have to do. You have to sneak into these team-specific groups because in here, nobody tells you what they really think in here.
Right.
Because this is all trash talking here.
Right.
You have to go into an Alabama group. But I can tell you, without any question or doubt, what team it is that scares Alabama the most in the SEC. I don't know. None of them are going to say it in here, and I get it. But I promise you, there is only one team in the SEC that worries Alabama. That's it. On a year-to-year basis, there's only one team. And I don't mean worries them like they think they're going to lose. I just mean that you ask 100 Alabama fans in private, in an Alabama group where no one can hear them or see what they're saying, 90 of them are going to name the same team, and it's not Auburn or Florida or LSU. Now, who thinks it's a fluke that Georgia has been beating Alabama at halftime each of the last 3 times we played them? Who thinks that's a fluke? I don't. I also don't think it's a fluke that they came back and won the games. They're a great team, great coach. They make amazing halftime adjustments. They've got talent at every position. So it's not a fluke that they beat us either. They earned all 3 of those wins. It's also not a fluke that Georgia was beating them at halftime each of the last 3 seasons. And as soon as Kirby Smart figures out how to play 4 quarters and coach for 4 quarters and quit blowing it in those games in the second half, he'll beat Saban. If he doesn't figure those things out, he won't. Period. And, these people that laugh at Georgia for losing to Alabama, ha, ha, ha. Georgia's got a 5th-year coach who can't beat the greatest head coach in history with the most talent, who has also happens to have the most talented team. Yeah. Kirby Smart sucks. Dude loses 2 games a year. What is he doing?
Yes.
Kirby Smart's done more in 5 years. Kirby Smart's done more in 5 years than any SEC fans coach in this comment section right now, with the exception of Ed Orgeron and Nick Saban. So,
right.
And and another thing, somebody tell me right now, Ed Orgeron's better than a better head coach than Kirby Smart. Somebody try to tell me that, so we can all laugh at you.
Well, the only difference between Ed Orgeron and Kirby Smart is Joe Burrow and Joe Brady.
Ballard, I'll take that bet if you want to make it. What is this now? AMC Entertainment is going to issue 44.4 million shares as investors opt to convert 600 million of convertible debt. What does that mean?
Convertible debt. What is that?
I don't know. Is this good news for me or bad news for me? I bought AMC yesterday. I don't own GameStop or BlackBerry. I was trying to buy BlackBerry this morning, but it won't let me. But I bought AMC yesterday. It's down again now. Boy, they got this thing rigged up. Boy, they got this thing rigged up. Don't they, Mike Vick?
Yeah, super rigged.
What's that clicking on your phone, Mike Vick?
I don't know. Yeah, I hear it too.
Yeah. You're going to have to get it figured out or we're going to have to bid you adieu.
Right.
No luck, huh?
No, still doing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock anyway. Appreciate you coming on today, Mike Vick.
Right.
You're good people, and we'll hope to have you on again.
Right.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Okay, you too.
All right, bye. Okay, that was Mike Vick. I don't know what he was doing with his cell phone, making that clicking noise. Scott Kerr, thank you for the super chat. He says, Paul Feinbaum told me yesterday that Gus Malzahn should not have been fired, and Muschamp will never head coach again. I can buy that on I buy that on Will Muschamp. I doubt he'll get, especially another Power 5 job. If he wants a head coaching job, I have a feeling he's going to have to go down to Group of 5. Will Muschamp. I also think if he chooses to, he could become one of the highest paid defensive coordinators in America. I like Will Muschamp as a defensive coordinator. I like Jeremy Pruitt as a defensive coordinator. Oh, did y'all hear about that? Jeremy Pruitt's going to the NFL. Did y'all hear this? Going to the Jets. Not as a head coach, as a defensive coach, but Jeremy Pruitt to the Jets. Yeah, thank you, Mike Vick. I appreciate you coming on. And again, if anybody wants to come on tomorrow, email me, crazyunclelou@gmail.com, crazyunclelou@gmail.com, if you want to come on tomorrow. We'll have somebody on tomorrow, too, if there's somebody that wants to come on. Wilkie, thank you for the super chat. He says, is Mark Madden shoes good to buy into, Lou? I don't know what Mark Madden shoes is. I have some Steve Madden dress shoes. I don't know who Mark Madden is, though. I have no idea. I don't know that I've ever heard of Mark Madden shoes. So that doesn't mean it's not good. That just means I've never heard of it. What, the Georgia Tech helmet? I do like that Georgia Tech helmet. I think it's their best looking helmet. That honeycomb design or whatever they call it. Can you see it on camera? Does the honeycomb? Let me see. I don't know if it does or not. It should come in on this camera, I think. But I've been wrong before. Hold on. Yeah, it shows up on. It shows up. I mean, I'm not saying it's my favorite helmet or anything, but I think it's the best looking Georgia Tech helmet. Just my opinion, which is mostly worthless. Yeah, I just mean of Georgia Tech's helmets, that's the one I like the best. It's like with Florida. I don't particularly like any Florida helmets as far as being my favorite helmet of in America or anything, but I do like the old school Florida helmet, the white helmet with the blue F on it. I do like that. Ballard, what's today? What's today, Ballard? Mike Reiser, thank you for hitting the PayPal link this morning, sir. He says, looking sharp with that new DB coach. Hear about the Pitt fan who got a new AM radio. Took him a month to realize he could listen to it at night. Oh, boy. I do like Georgia's new DB coach, though. I do like Georgia's new DB coach. I think that was a good hire. Guy from West Virginia. How you feel about that, Wilkie? How you feel about that, Nick DTV? How you feel about Georgia stealing your best defensive coach? After you had last year the best defense you've had in modern times, we go and take the guy that gave it to you. Riley says, bro, we can settle this right now. I want all smoke. I think he must be talking to somebody in the comment section because I think there's 0% chance he wants any smoke from me. Plus, I don't see why he would. Is Slita going to the Slob Olympics? I'm saying yes. I don't think he'll be. I don't think he has the ability to stay away. Who are you trying to meet at Kroger Field?
I'll tell y'all again. Meet us at Kroger Field. UncleLou, meet us at Kroger Field.
Oh, we've been talking about Deshaun Watson requesting a trade for a week. Slim said y'all don't want his smoke. Oh, it was official when we talked about it a week ago. I mean, this was no secret. He literally came out and said it. I don't know what you have to do to officially. Maybe I don't know if there's a piece of paper you have to send in or an email you have to send. But everyone knew he was requesting a trade 2 weeks ago. Anyone have any good college basketball picks for tonight? Well, if Georgia's playing, pick against them. But I don't think they are because they played last night. They have a picture of him pointing to the sky, so now it's more official. Oh, so that's how you officially request a trade, by posting an Instagram picture where you're pointing to the sky. I'm not requesting a trade, by the way. I'm just pointing to the sky. I don't want to be traded. Deshaun Watson to LSD. Oh, yes. Nothing's real until ESPN posts it. I got you. I don't know what Deshaun Watson to LSD means. I'm going to be honest. The Zags are winning the Natty. Yeah, I'm going to say no on that. Ballard says LSD is a drug, Lou. Really, Ballard? It is? Does that somehow make that comment make sense? Please, Watson to LSD. So now that I know LSD is a drug, that comment is supposed to make sense now, Ballard? I'm going to be honest, Ballard. I worry about you. Now that I know LSD is a drug, that comment makes perfect sense. Deshaun Watson to LSD. Now I get it, Ballard. Thank you for explaining that to us. I really appreciate that. I know you're talking about basketball, and I'll bet against Gonzaga. They've never won a natty for a reason. Ballard, you spelled your wrong. Breaking news, Deshaun Watson's going to Alabama for his final year of eligibility. Watson to methamphetamine. How about Watson to tater juice? I heard Watson to tater juice. Is that true, Ballard? Can you confirm or deny that, Ballard? Watson to tater juice? Deshaun Watson at Pittsburgh would be interesting because they're a good team, and Ben Roethlisberger's at the end of his rope. Pac-12 commissioner won't punish athletes for cannabis use. Well, that's fine. The NCAA will. Don't worry. The NCAA will. My man Butker is playing in the Super Bowl. That's right, CD. Georgia's had a player in the Super Bowl for something like 20 years in a row. But I get it that it's a big deal for Georgia Tech to have a kicker there. Sea Dog, does it make you mad that Hot Rod is better than Harrison Butker? Well, actually, I know that makes you mad. How mad does it make you? On a scale of 1 to 3, how mad does it make you that Hot Rod is better than Harrison Butker? I need to know. Mizzou will be an improved team next year, but beating UGA, no. They're like 1-8 against Georgia since joining the SEC. Even the 2 years that Missouri won the East, they lost to Georgia. BT says, all I got to say is my Vols are going strong to a 4-8 season. I saw a meme on Facebook yesterday that it was a Tennessee meme, and it says, if you weren't with us when we went 3-7 this year, don't be with us when we go 4-8 next year. Don't try to jump on the 4-8 bandwagon next year if you weren't with us when we went 3-7 this year. Totally not depressed. You won't bet $1 on that. You won't bet $1 on that. That's just a poor attempt at a troll job. Wasn't Deshaun Watson one of 3 players that Rick turned down and won Natty's Heisman at the very position he said they couldn't play? Yes. We recruited Deshaun Watson as a punt returner. We recruited Derrick Henry as a linebacker. And we recruited Cam Newton as a tight end. We signed Bryce Ramsey instead of Deshaun Watson. I don't do Dog Nation because they blocked me on Facebook when Mark Richt got fired. Chip Towers blocked me from Dog Nation. Oh, thanks, Hank. I got my dad this for his birthday back in September from Academy. I went up there to look for him a birthday present, and they had these up there. And so I got myself one, too. I bought him one, but I bought myself one, too. Oh, Hot Rod's way better than Butker. It's not even close. It's not even close at all. I bought some yesterday. I tried to buy some this morning, but they've closed it down. The game is rigged. It's really a shame what they're doing. GameStop is still up again today, though. GameStop is up. What is this? Almost 7%. It's up $23. BlackBerry is down. AMC is down. What were the other ones? Nokia? Nokia's down. They're all down except GameStop. GameStop is up. Ballard, Captain Trist wants to know who's going to win the Slob Olympics in 2024. Oh, Mike Vick is coming to the Slob Olympics. We should have had him. I should have mentioned that this morning when he was on, but Mike Vick's coming to the Slob Olympics, confirmed. I don't know what you heard, G-Pick, but there was an article I pulled up earlier about 15 minutes ago that the NYSE halted. You can't buy GameStop, BlackBerry, or AMC on personal investment apps effective this morning. They shut it down. So basically what they're doing is they're freezing out the individual investor, which is, I mean... It's completely rigged. These people gamble with billions of dollars. They lose. And then the stock market, the people that run it, freeze out the people that are winning so that the losers can recoup their money. But they won't do that for you or me. It should be criminal. The stock market should either be open or closed. It shouldn't be open for some people and closed for others. You know, if GameStop would have tanked, and those billionaire hedge funds were making a killing because they had all shorted GameStop, they wouldn't have stopped the market. They wouldn't have stopped it. But because it's the other way around, they're stopping it. And that's not right. And I'm no stock market expert, but it just sounds wrong on its face. You know, if the big, huge companies are making a killing, great. Doesn't matter that they shorted the stock, which means everybody that owns the stock is going to take a beating. That doesn't matter. It only matters that you protect the hedge funds. If they're making money, let it run wild. As soon as they start to lose money and the little man is making money, halt. You know, they halt trading. Nope, stop. Shut it down. Time out. It's ridiculous. I got to get out of here. I got to go. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Night show tonight at 10 o'clock. Right? Yeah, 10 o'clock. The call-in show. Make sure you tune in for that. I'm sure we'll hear from a lot of people wanting to talk about this Josh Heupel thing at Tennessee. We didn't talk much about it this morning. I made a video on it yesterday. If you haven't seen the video I made on Josh Heupel at Tennessee, you can click back and watch it. I uploaded it yesterday around lunchtime, right when the news broke. And then I'm sure we'll talk a ton about that tonight on the night show. But I appreciate all of you tuning in. Big shout out to everybody in the comment section for keeping it lively this morning. I appreciate you tuning in. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already before you click off the video. Doesn't cost you anything and it doesn't take any time. Just hit the thumbs up on your way out. I would appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that supported the show through Super Chat or PayPal. Mike Reiser, Michael Vick, Scott Kerr, Waikiki, Enrique Robles, Mountaineer Mike, Matt Miller, Jojo Bugs, Bacon Ninjet, and the Lost Hero. Thank you all. Thank you all for investing in LouTube. A wise investment. I appreciate it. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. Have a good morning.